Diana, why don't you tell us a little bit of what is Tomorrow Filmmakers today? What year is this edition?
So we began the program 7 years ago. So it's incredible to just think about how time flies. We started by having this idea with Samuel, which is the director of Hola Mexico Film Festival. He was running down the festival for so many years, and he realized that through that week, so many incredible people were coming from Mexico to share their work, directors, producers, the actors. And he said, well, what do we do to engage our community and to also find that people that is here also looking for getting more information, resources, connections? What do we do? So we began 7 years ago with that concept, and it evolved into something that we have a very clear understanding of what TFT is about. That is about creating community collaborations and rising each other's careers in a very different setting where you actually get to know your peers. You really get to understand their work and beyond. So this kind of connection, it really has had an impact all throughout the years, where every year we take 20, and I would not call emerging filmmakers because all of them already have very solid work. They already have the talent, they have the tools. But sometimes you feel isolated, right? And it's only me doing this, and what am I going to do next? Because I'm alone in this big world of the entertainment filmmaking industry. And it happens to be that you are not alone. It's just a matter of finding each other. So each year we find those 20 that we know that are going to become friends because they have a lot of things in common, which is their talent, their profession, and the will to do incredible work. So those pretty much are the characteristics actually that takes you into Tomorrow's Filmmakers. And yeah, we have interviews. You submit your application. We curate the program very carefully. So we bring in shorts that actually make sense. So to the level of talent that we like to have it a very uniform. And we basically, it is not a matchmaking process, but it kind of is. We want to make sure that everybody will get along. And that's what we have very different personalities, but we want to have that balance because at the end, it's going to be the group that you're going to be working with throughout the years. So for instance, for each generation from 7 years ago, they have little work, like little passes of 20, and they love each other, they hang out, but most important, they help each other with their careers. And I think that's the commitment that now the 120 folks out there, they have. It's into, if I have an opportunity, if I see something that we can refer someone or that we can pull someone into or anything really, that's what we're there for. And most important, because in the industry, we need to be represented. We need Latinos on the set, in any capacity. And it's not only about telling the story, but it's also about how do we support each other as a job that is actually making sense to you guys. So that's pretty much what Tomorrow's Filmmakers today is about. We're a nonprofit organization and we're here to stay. And another very important thing to point out is that once you're in the program, you are here forever. And we sometimes kidnap you for even to be part of the festival. Not only Gabriela, actually now she's one of our officials, part of the team as our moderator for all the Q&As, and she does an incredible job. So, Carlos Aguilar, actually, he's the one that also coordinates the program. And he was the first generation Tomorrow's Filmmakers. And today he's actually one of the most important film critics in the country. So it's an honor to have him still being part of the program. I'm totally committed to it. And again, we have grown, and every year we're bringing a feature from Tomorrow's Filmmakers to highlight their work with the media, the red carpet and the whole big party that we put together so that we feature your work, and also a new short from our alumni that we are again feature. So that's pretty much it. It's a crazy week. It's a 10-day program. It's exhausting. It's at times you wonder, what am I doing here? And you want to run away. Some people have run away because it's very tiring. It's very intense, but I think it serves a purpose on you meeting a lot of people and getting a lot of information in one packed week. So, but it's full of surprises. It always surprises me because every year we have new movies, new directors, new talent. So it thinks the program is always different, but at the end, the outcome is the same, and that is to generate these cohorts of collaborations.
You mostly introduce everybody to connect them with major studios and major executives and productions in Hollywood. Whether before the pandemic, you will take them to like massive, amazing representative talent agencies like CAA, or you will take them to Sony Studios, HBO, or any different type of studios. But now, after the pandemic, you're actually bringing those executives to them. I understand the program like starts like super early morning, as early as 8 o'clock, almost in the morning, to probably have breakfast or whatever. Lunch meals are included, by the way, guys. When you join, they will vouch that for you. And then you bring all these speakers and all these workshops or whatever the program is part of. And then in the afternoon, you move into the festival. So they get to attend the whole festival. Like throughout the day is the Tomorrow's Filmmakers Today program. And then in the afternoon, they get to enjoy all the programs. And pretty much every movie that has been the film selection will have an after party. So these guys also get to party. So, I mean, be ready, because it's going to be long days, like for about a week. Mostly you introduce them to Hollywood people, but in the case of Anna, she was trying to also have a connection in this side of the country who can join.
The industry is changing dramatically. And as we all see, it's a global approach that we have to take. I don't think, I mean, yes, indeed, we can keep calling it Hollywood, but what does that really mean? When Netflix is all over the world, I mean, the streaming services and the viewers are now global. So that's how we are morphing our program as well as the years pass. And then we see that it cannot only be for people in Los Angeles, although it helps, because in the past we used to gather, being together, it was a thing, right? Now, I mean, we're still on Zoom, even though, I mean, we're okay. So life, I mean, the world is changing, and I see that we're not only bringing, as when you met Alasraki, where they have a Mexican company, but it's also in LA and so forth. So when someone applies that is not residing in LA, it also has to have the personality or ability of being mobile. So not only that, you, like Anna was just saying before we got started, well, I'm going to be here in Mexico and then I'm going to be in New York, because that's the nature of the job. Right now, Manuel is in Mexico, and I don't know, I mean, we're always somewhere else. So as long as you can commit to those 10 days and being able to be in LA and understand that that is the way that you're going to be working. That is not necessarily to your geographic area, but that's what is needed. And nowadays, then yeah, go for it and apply. I think that's where we're heading.
Okay, that's good that we're clarifying that. So this is a free of cost program, but it happens in Los Angeles. You have to be in person. You have to hear when it happens, which is the length of the festival. Do we have the days yet?
That's a very good question. We are moving our festival a week later. And then now we have a new date that begins October 7. I mean, you know, logistics, that's always a challenge. So, and therefore I was able to extend a couple more weeks the deadline for the application. So right now, the deadline is August 1st. We're always very harsh on the deadline, because then we start the process of the interviews. And it's, and we obviously, we watch every short, and then, you know, we have a committee where then everything, like the war begins into who chooses whom. And it's a long process for us to bring the group together. But yeah, the deadline right now is August 1st. Even if you see a different deadline, I will change them when I have the time. But and the program begins October 7th. So it is a big commitment. The way it is structured, it has three components. The first one that I find incredibly important is that you have a short ready for festivals. It could be even your school project, but that is the quality, it's a festival quality. So your short is gonna be before the feature at night. So you get a big audience to actually watch your short. And then we select the best short, you receive an award, etc. So it's out there. You get to bring anyone that you want to watch it, but it's the real audience that is going to pay a ticket to actually go and watch a movie, watch your short. The second component of it is the bringing to the program all those resources that are viable and tangible that you can take opportunities from. So if we present a program, for instance, if we bring someone from Sundance, right? We have a great connection with them. They come and they know that what we're presenting are these people with great quality, that they already have work ready to be presented. So it's a real opportunity that you get to meet these people. And there many things have happened after those introductions with either the programs for from Disney, from Sundance, from so many. I mean, I'm not got overwhelmed because we have so many programs that come and present, but those are looking for the people that we present. So it is not necessarily, I mean, the reason why they come to the program, all these executives, is because they know what they're going to find. They know what to expect. They know that we've been very careful curating this group, and they have the trust of presenting a Mexican film festival that we understand perfectly in the Latino audience, right? That we understand perfectly what are the stories that are nowadays relevant to our community. So, I mean, it's kind of both interest into working together. So therefore, they get the liable opportunities. And the third component is for the group to get to interact. And it could be through exhaustions, through parties, through watching films together. In the past, we used to go to these visits. This year, maybe we'll do it again, but fun enough, people don't have offices anymore. So that becomes another interesting challenge in terms of visiting home. I mean, now it's a different approach. But yeah, that's pretty much what the program is about. We do receive a lot of applications. Even this past year, I think that was the lowest, and I believe because people didn't have work because of the pandemic. But it's on an average, we get about more than 100. I mean, up to 100 applications, I will say. Again, this is for Latinos, and what means to be a Latino. Well, it's a very, very wide, I mean, it's not only Mexicans, because sometimes it's a misunderstanding, right? That you gotta be Mexican. No, it's for for Latinos born in the US, or we could be Mexicans, someone from Colombia that happens to be in LA. It's pretty wide.
I'm very glad that you clarified that, because again, we have a lot of people from Mexico City. Yes, we do have people from Colombia that have signed right now, and they might be wondering, like, if this is through the Hola Mexico Film Festival, can I do it? But you're right. I mean, nowadays, anyone with a Spanish-speaking country background, even though they don't speak Spanish and they live in the US, that's right. What it is in English right now, by the way. It's because that's the people that Tomorrow's Filmmakers today is looking for. Is there any age limit, or how old they have to be?
Yeah, that's another very good question. So age is it is important and it's not important. So, well, it is important that you are 21 because, of course, as a good Hola Mexico Film Festival, there's going to be a lot of tequila involved. True. So, of course, you got to be 21. And the limit, we are flexible on the limit. But here's the thing. The average age across the years is about 27. And why age becomes important at some point in your career? Because the lifespan, it matters, and your career as well, and how you're going to fit into the group. So in the past, we have people that maybe a little bit beyond 35, but they got great work and they have this spirit of the, like everybody else, like they have the energy and so forth, but they're not going to be necessarily the people that they're going to connect with. There's not the same chemistry. Why? Because age, at the end of the day. But we are flexible, although it's a matter of thinking, is this the right fit for me at this moment in my life? I think it's more like a personal question. So, I mean, when we look at the applications, at least myself, I don't look into who's referring it. I mean, you guys send me names. I don't look at them. If they come through me, if you are my friend, she's gonna apply, I'm not gonna look at it, because of course, like, I like you guys, and then I'm thinking, oh, but this one is from Sofía, and then you get influenced by it. But I try not to. So the first thing we all watch is a short. We go first for the short, and if the short, it has something that it clicks, then we go into all the aspects of the application. And at the end, now when we're fighting for who's gonna be in the program, then I may look at the names, and then I will be like, oh, okay, then that maybe has some impact, but not necessarily. The way that we select the shorts, I also find it hilarious, because our team, we are so different. We have so different taste, personalities, experience. So when we come together, I think that the group that we select, it really validates the work of the filmmakers, because it touch all these different personalities as we are selecting these films. And of course, I mean, Samuel, his perspective is into my audience. He's gonna like it. I mean, can we sell a ticket with this short attached? He's thinking the business, he's thinking the quality, he's thinking about he has his own vision of the festival, of course, right? So that's one. I mean, Carlos, he's so artistic. He has this vision of film and expectation from the filmmakers. He's really difficult to convince, because it has incredible views. And myself, I have a very different perspective. Again, I'm not a filmmaker, but I understand what connects with the world, and who are these guys gonna connect with each other, how they're gonna do it. So it's fun. It's a fun process. And again, I think that, we're here to stay, as far as I know, and we really want to make sure that this week is for all the other 100 that have been through the program, because it's still your program, right? And throughout the years, on the days that we have sessions, are run now by Tomorrow's Filmmakers alumni, because their careers are so far there that now they are the ones coming to present, to bring guests, etc. In the future, I do see that the week is going to be all throughout Tomorrow's Filmmakers that are out there as executives, as directors, and being the ones providing the resources for the younger generation. And as the world changes, the program will change, will evolve, as we see maybe new resources, new ways of showcasing work. So yeah, we're gonna catch up. We're catching up.
How many alumni would you say you have had so far in this 7 years?
Yeah, if it's 20 every year, and we don't count 1 year, so we have 120.
It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. And I will say that, for instance, last alumni lunch post-pandemic, we had 60 people coming. So that's, on a Sunday, I don't know what day was it, but we got a lot of people, alumni, plus the current group. So yeah, that's a huge percentage of people active.
From Uruguay, she wanted to know if she could join. Of course you can. Let's talk about that when they do not live in the US. You just made a good point. Right now, the Hollywood industry is everywhere. Netflix is everywhere. HBO. They could be anywhere in the world. They can apply as long as they fly into the Los Angeles during the program. What does the program cover?
So very important for me to mention, because the program is possible thanks to HBO 150, now Warner Media Discovery. They are the one that supports this program, so that, and the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, the Golden Globes, they are both, I mean, they have had so much trust to this program for all these years that they've been supporting us, and we're incredibly grateful for that. And what it covers is that there is no fee to apply. There is no cost for the program itself. It covers the meals and everything that is within that week, but we don't cover stay. I mean, if we have one day we have a great funder, or one of you guys become this top director, you might as well fund the stay for filmmakers that may be able to have that need, but we don't cover the stay, neither the transportation.
We have Samuel Dweck, the director of the Hola Mexico Film Festival, joining us in this, not in the conversation, but he's on the chat. Hola Samuel. We have Lucy Vico. And then she's asking, do you have a recommendation for the short to submit?
Yeah.
How long, any genre, or is there something specific you're looking for? Samuel replies, super sweet, 5 to 15 minutes to make your best work. Do you have something to add, Diana? The general, it could be any, it could be from documentary, anything really. You mentioned before, Bange, music videos. No, it has to be narrative. Okay, good to know. But I'd like to hear the opinions and the experience of these alumni. Just as Diana said, all of them are successful on their own path. And we're going to talk a little bit about what are they doing right now. Like, for instance, Manuel is abroad. All of them live in the US. Most of them in Los Angeles, except for Ana, who's in Texas. But Manuel, at this moment, he's abroad in a location scouting in we're a little worried that we might not lose connectivity again, because he was so concerned about the internet connection. But Manuel, why don't you tell us what has been your experience? I've seen you as a moderator as well during the festivals after you became an alumni.
Absolutely. When I moved to the US, I mean, I moved and I didn't know anybody. I was just excited to jump into this new chapter and start studying film and trying to get my portfolio out so that I can make the films that I'm so passionate about. And I remember that even though I was like going at school and I had my classmates, I very much felt alone in the sense of the professional aspect of it, because I was always very, very passionate about doing work outside of school, and I was trying to get my shorts together and do my work. And I remember that after 1 year of being in LA, suddenly I joined TFT, and like everything changed. Out of a sudden, it's kind of like a web, you know, you meet these 20 people, but these 20 people know more than 20 people, and then you start to connect with everybody. And what is really special about TFT is that they really do cater to people who are passionate and are driving, and passionate and driving people, and not attract other passionate and driving people. So even though Diana says that they link you up with 20 filmmakers, they actually link you up with like 200 driven and high talented filmmakers. For me, I mean, being part of the festival, seeing so many Mexican films or Latino films in a week was very inspiring, because a lot of them are often not showcased in cinema straight away, or are just like not that commercial or that easy to be found, you know? So it's not only a matter of like meeting the people, but seeing the work that is out there from Latin countries, and seeing that there's quality content being put out. I can say firsthand that I met so many people in this festival that made me want to explore new genres, made me want to explore new mediums, and I have been doing that lately. I was so lucky to be part of the alumni selection. I think that was like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and I came with a short that I that has now opened a lot of opportunities for me, you know. And yeah, I mean, I'm just very happy about the fact that this industry is not only about talent, because talent is not all. It's an industry where we're all hanging out with other people all the time. It's extremely collaborative. So if you have talent, but you are not meeting the right people that are going to bring that talent and those opportunities, then talent does not do anything. So it's really important to think about connecting, just like connecting slashers, right? It's like connecting with other people is part of the talent of filmmaking itself. And a lot of people miss that, you know? So, and I think TFT gets it right.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. You really need to find your tribe. You need to find a community where you can rely on and really feel supported. And I mean, again, we all became friends because of slashers, because of whatever it is, right? Because of the festival itself, Hola Mexico, and you gather, and we all share every year in support of Diana in this program into our pages, because we believe it's an amazing project. Anna, why don't you tell us your experience as well? Because one of the requirements to join this is that you have to share some of your audiovisual work, previous work, and they will evaluate it to see if you are accepted or not. And if they take you, they will showcase your short film, whether it's a short film or a musical video, whatever it is. They will showcase it before any of the film selections previously. But in Anna's case, she had a feature length. She didn't have a short film, so they couldn't show hers, yet they recognized her talent and they brought her in. You want to tell us about your experience, Anna?
Yes, thank you. So I decided to send, the feature that I did, which was my first one. I didn't go the short film route just because I tend to be very in your face for everything that I do. I mean, the guys can probably tell you that. So I mean, I went ahead and sent it, right? So then I had an interview with Diana, which was absolutely incredible. She told me, we're not gonna have time to show the feature, and I was like, it's okay. I mean, as long as I'm part of the program, that's what I wanted, I live in Texas, I go back and forth between Texas and Mexico. So I do not live in Los Angeles, I'm outside of that bubble, that most filmmakers are in. So I needed a sense of community for me to create the connections from here to there. So being part of TFT definitely just opened so many doors, like Manuel was saying, it's I had this crazy dream before we started the program. And then I went and told everyone. And I think I told Sophie first. And I was like, I'm going to make this movie because I had a dream about the title and I'm going to make it. And she's like, really? And I'm like, yes. So then out of all the films that we got to watch, I mean, which they were all breathtaking, minus one. I didn't like one, but all the other ones were incredible. I'm just honest. But so there was this particular film, Los Lobos, that was just absolutely mesmerizing. Probably one of the best movies I have seen in my entire life, honestly. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I posted a bunch of stuff, but the one picture that I did post and I left on my social media was a picture with the director and the leading actress for the movie. And I was like, wow, it would be so incredible to be able to work with the producers that created that film. So then whenever I start, putting La Loca del Reforma together, because I had another movie that I was pitching in Los Angeles called Las Damas. So all of that got kicked back because of COVID, right? So I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? I cannot just sit still at home, right? So I started writing Loca. And then I was like, okay, I want to film this in Mexico because I promised it to my father who had just passed, right? And I was like, okay, but I don't know a DP and I want to have a strong woman that can handle me in the production. So I literally found this picture online of this girl and she had a picture of one of my favorite filmmakers. And I'm like, I have to meet this girl. So I messaged Sophie and then I messaged another friend, Águeda. And then they both sent me the contact for Edith Valle, who is the DP for Sophie and now will be DPing the movie La Loca del Reforma that we will be shooting next month in Matamoros. And the producer for my new film is the same producer as Los Lobos, which is Ina Payan and Simon Bros. So, I mean, it's just incredible how you start with this like program of like 20 people, they become your family. Then we blow each other up on WhatsApp, you know, like 24/7. And then there's like a couple of weeks are quiet. And then suddenly we all have to like talk. And it just creates that. It's almost like playing a sport, you know, we all have each other's back. And I think that was the most important and most rewarding thing, at least for me. So my work was not showcased, but I'm sure that Diana will probably give me the opportunity to show La Loca eventually once it's done.
So let's talk about La Loca del Reforma.
Yeah.
Your second?
It'll be my second feature, correct?
Right. And I can also see it's going to be starting Michelle Viet, who's also going to be like producing or executive producing.
No, Michelle's just acting. E9's correct. So
it's her first movie ever.
It is her first movie. Yes. She went from soap operas, theater, and then doing some TV shows to her first film. Yeah.
And then also you got Nick Garcia.
Yes.
I think you met through Eduardo.
Yeah, who was part of TFT. Yeah.
Tomorrow's Filmmakers today. So this is how like a great connection. And then you're going to be working with, you know, Simon Bros used to direct me a lot in Mexico City for a lot of commercials. In fact, my first commercial was with him and Fred Clapp. And something that I appreciate from him is like, okay.
Simon is incredible. Yeah.
He's never going to go over time or anything. He's like 9 to 5, gotta go. He's a big bullfights lover. And he's like, gotta go, guys, done. He's really efficient and he knows what he wants to.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Your film is going to be amazing. I'm very happy that you shared this information.
Thank you.
You set to start filming?
August 15th. And I'll tell you very brief with Mick Garcia. So I asked Eduardo for a ride back to where I was staying in LA. So I get in his car and the whole time I'm thinking about La Loca del Reforma, right? I have not written the script at this point. I'm just thinking about it. So I get in the car and then this guy is just huge. I'm very short. I'm only like 5'2", right? So, and then this dude is like 6'4", 6'5", and I was like, oh my God, he's huge. And I was like, grandote. And then he looked at me and I was like, oh, that's my Genaro. So I literally wrote the part for him and Michelle Viet. How? I don't know. I just knew. I didn't even know he was an actor, but I told him, you have to star in my next film. You have to. It's for you.
Just so you know, Mick, well, I met him through Short and Sweet, the festival. But Edu, he applied for Tomorrow's Filmmakers today like 2-3 years ago, and he wasn't accepted. So then every year I share Tomorrow Film, Manuel and Anna. I shared on Actor Slash, and some of you went and applied. And I told Edu, you have to do it again. He's like, no, they already rejected me. And I'm like, maybe you shared the wrong project, and maybe this wasn't your time or whatever. So he did it again, and he was accepted this time.
Yeah.
And it's not like I didn't have anything to do. I mean, I just passed the information, but he this time was accepted alone. So don't get discouraged if they don't take you the first time. Try again the next year, because maybe with a different project, because there's always an opportunity. Gabby, you were in the first generation, and you got, I think, Rodrigo Prieto, the cinematographer. He was the godfather or something, right? You want to share your experience?
Yeah, I was like, it was the first year, and I think I ran into the application like on Facebook or something like that. And I saw it like the day before the deadline. And I remember I was doing color correction for some short films I was doing. And I was doing the color correction with the color person, I was at the same time applying. And I was kind of mind blown, because this was before Me Too and before, so it was literally the first program I ever heard that it was for Latinos filmmakers. So I was like happy and intrigued and excited, all of that. And I made it to the interview. I met Diana, and I remember I was just like over the moon. And then I got into the program, and we had Rodrigo Prieto, we had Patricia Rico. We got meetings on Fox, we got meetings on UTA. And it's kind of like mind blowing because I had been in LA for a few years, and you know, you're like struggling like everybody trying to find, and certainly you run into a program that you know, like takes you to these places, like introduce you to these people, right? My year, like it was mind blowing, the talent. Like, I mean, one of my classmates, like Diego Nájera, was literally nominated for an Oscar this year. So that's how big of talent it was in the program. It's mind blowing. Something that to more filmmakers does almost every year except for COVID years, is like they organize an alumni brunch, and everybody from all the years is invited. So that really helps you to connect with new filmmakers, even though they were not in your year. Like that's how I met Manuel. Manuel wasn't in my year. And like I met in one of these lunch a DP called Marisela Mendez, who have been in the program the year after me. And we click, and she's become my DP. Like I just finished a short film that is about to premiere in CineQuest in August. And Marisela was the DP of the short film, and I can't recommend her like enough. Like she's just amazing, an amazing person. So, and it does help you to do that. Like, you know, something else the program did for me, like we got to screen our shorts in WME, and this was actually years later. So it wasn't like right when I was in the program. It's just something that, because we still like keep connected throughout the years, like, you know, there's opportunities like that come, and Diana invites everybody who has been in the program before. So, you know, you submit your film, and if you're selected, you get to screen in you know, WME, sorry. And I'm also currently like developing a TV show with a really big Mexican company, a production company like based in Mexico, that I got through like the opportunity to pitch them. I got that through to more filmmakers today. Like, you know, they brought the producers along. They wanted to listen to pitch from filmmakers who knew, like, you know, the Mexican market and the American market, and they chose my project. So it's just, I mean, like once that tomorrow like grabs your hand, they don't let you go, and that's amazing. I'm so grateful for that.
Let's talk about that, because you disappeared like for a year and a half. I was like, where is Gabby? And you were like, you signed a DNA and you couldn't tell what was the project about. But can you tell us what was that show now?
Well, for a year and a half, I worked in production in, it was two shows. One, it was a Soderbergh movie called Kimi that already came out in HBO Max. And the second project is a TV show, Amazon original, that is called Daisy Jones. And that's in post-production, and I'm not sure when it's coming out. But yeah, it was like a year and a half that it was like, I was working like at least 12 hours every day, and everything else in my life like was in pause, like my personal projects, my friendships, and everything. So now I'm taking the time off to keep writing like the new projects that I have. And I'm like, I have like, I want to shoot my first feature film in Cuba. It's a project that I had. I started like the project like back in 2019, and it was just coming together by 2020, and then COVID hit. So, you know, everybody knows what happened. So now that Cuba reopened, like, you know, like my producers in Cuba and here, like we started working on this again, trying to fund it again. So that's what I'm doing now. But yeah, I'm taking time off from production because I need a life.
Right. And you're focusing on your new projects that you're releasing that we're going to talk about it in just a moment. Sofía, how about you? Please share your experience at Tomorrow's Filmmakers today with us.
My experience was amazing, like everybody else's, I think. I found a family, not only friends, but I think it's like a family, that community that I've been lacking for so long living here in California. You know, sometimes moving away from Mexico and coming to the United States, trying to find your people, your friends that have the same energy and drive to like create films and content and everything. It's just really hard. And I think TFT did that for me. You know, I found a family, not only with my class, but also like, you know, Manuel and I text each other like all the time, you know, gossip of like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, yes. Like we're always like, I feel like Tomorrow's Filmmakers today goes beyond just your class. You know, it goes way further. And it just did so much for me. I learned also how to pitch myself. I mean, honestly, I love directing and producing and doing arts and everything, but being in front of a camera or talking to people, like, it just makes me really nervous. And I've realized and I've noticed, how did I get better? I know I'm still working on it, but tomorrow's Filmmakers today, that was the first class we had, and I saw an instant change, and I'm like, oh my God, this is great. It's not only just in workshops and watching all the movies and meeting all these people, it just opens a big world that I was lacking in the United States, to be honest. And I'm really grateful for this opportunity, and for Diana and Hola Mexico to open a big door, and like, basically, like Gabriela said, holding your hand until you get where you want to go. And this is just amazing. I think that like Diana was saying, or I don't know who was saying this, but I think that they really look for people that can match well together, like in the group. Maybe, if you apply and you don't get accepted this year, apply again, because maybe they have their eye on you, but maybe you don't fit with you might fit better with another group, because right now, yes, I message everybody from TFT every week, like not everybody, but like, I still talk to all the group all the time, and it's great. It's a family that helps you keep crafting and keep growing. Sharing my script with some other TFT fellow, all that. It's just great.
So before we go, I want to know, what are you guys up to and where can you be followed? We know already Anna, she is preparing for her film. Is there anything else that you would like to add, Anna?
Yeah, if you guys want to follow us on the website, not on the website, I'm sorry, on social media for the new movie is Loca del Reforma, and we can be found on Twitter and Instagram, or you guys can follow me on my personal one, which is Caché y Cine.
Gabriela, how about you, Gabby?
I also created just a new Instagram for the short film that we're about to premiere in CineQuest. Is the Cookbook Film. And also you can follow me on Twitter. I'm like Gab, G-A-B, Paciel.
Okay, can you tell us about that new short film? Film, you shot it before the pandemic, right? But only
No.
Or you did during the pandemic?
Yes, I was working on something with the people from Disney, and I wanted to submit a sample. So I wanted to do something that it was like, kids friendly, and I started working on something inspired by my great grandmother, who was Mexican. So it's a story with magic release and supernatural stuff about a girl connecting with her past, and I don't want to give it away. And I had a certain amount of time to do it, and it was in the middle of the pandemic, like literally November 2020. So we shot her at my house. It was great. I got to work with Marisela, who I deeply admire, and she was a DP. She did an amazing work, and it was a lot of fun. We did it in 2 days. Everything went super smooth. It's funny because my kitchen is all white. And I was like, this is not gonna work for the short film. So we end up covering the walls with contact paper in orange, and it looks amazing on camera. So, we had a crew of literally 10 people, and I love working with small crews. So it's a short film that is very personal. I'm very proud of it. And we finished the post-production early this year, and I'm starting to submit to festivals. And so we just got into CineQuest, which I was so happy because it's such a great festival. So I'm getting ready to go to San Jose in August.
Woohoo!
Oh.
Gosh, wishing you the best.
Thank you.
Sofía, please tell us. I had Sofía in March in person at the CCCM for Women's Month, and I'm just so amazed with this woman. She put out there just trying to get funds for her next film that is Pecadillo, no Picadillo.
Yeah, not picadillo, pecadillo, like a sin, a small sin.
And then you were like almost endorsed by, what was it, Blumhouse? Or what please tell us, how's that?
Well, yeah. So I wrote this short film, which I have to mention that a lot of the TFT fellows from my year like pushed me into like, doing this short film, like, and I want to thank them because I had this story that I written inspired by personal things and people I love and stuff, but I was really scared of having this story come out. And some of the TFT fellows, friends that I made, motivated me to like just do it. So yeah, I crowdfunded this short film called Pecadillo, and obviously I crowdfunded just half of it because I had to put a bunch of my savings into this project, but I don't regret a single thing. It's been an amazing ride. Yes, Blumhouse gave us some money to shoot this short via Seed and Spark, which was very surprising. I was blown away that they gave us some money. But we shot this in Monterrey, Mexico. That's where I'm from. 85% of the crew, cast and crew in front and behind of the camera are from the LGBTQ plus community or female, which is great. Also, a lot of allies and family members that have like a close connection to the story. And I'm just very excited to see what this film brings, because like I'm smiling right now because I know it's going to be very special. It's very, very me, very fantasy, but also horror and drama. And it just has like a really good core. I'm really excited. So that's what I'm doing right now. And yeah, this is my last year of shooting short films. I hope that all these short films that I'm about to finish open like more doors into doing TV and features. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
I'm sure it's gonna be like that. And you're still kicking ass on film festival rounds with I'm a Vampire short film, which is hilarious. I just love it. Basically, where can you be found? How can we follow you?
You can follow me at Sofilala, SOFILALA. And also you can check out my website, sofiagarzabarba.com.
How about you, Manuel? Why are you in Mexico looking for a location? What are you up to?
So I am very excited that I started very early development of my feature film. So that's very, very exciting. It's going to be written in the process that we find the locations, because we want to be very true to the location. So it's kind of like a writing retreat with location scout. So that's going to be very fun. Apart from the feature that I'm writing and kind of developing at the same time, I have 2 shorts as a producer about to start festival run. I have a music video. My first music video, it's going to be at CineQuest as well, Gabi. So we might see each other there. I have another short that I did that is going to premiere at LA Shorts very soon. And yeah, I'm working on a very exciting project, a docu short series for LA Times, which I cannot reveal much about yet, but that's going to be really, really fun. Yeah, and you can find me on Instagram as Manuel DBMA, B as Victor, Manuel DBMA. And yeah, I post a lot of behind the scenes stuff there. I remember when I was younger and I would like look up filmmakers and see their behind the scenes, and I found it really inspiring. So I try to do that as well. So please follow and check out the crazy stuff that we're doing.
Excellent. And Anna, I know you're about to begin your film. Diana, how about you? You want to add anything, that maybe any information for anyone who's watching? Any advice?
Yeah, well, any updates about the festival, Hola Mexico Film Festival, you can, of course, follow us on Instagram, Hola Mexico FF on Instagram. And there you will see updates and you will find all the incredible movies that we're going to bring to the festival this year from Mexico. And we'll also get updates about the program and so forth. And then, yeah, of course, you can go to our website and then you can submit your application. I'm looking forward to see all these shorts and bringing back together an amazing group in person. We're gonna be, our program happens at the Regal LA Live, and we're happy to what is coming this year. I'm really looking forward. Thank you so much, guys, for also, I mean, I really enjoy just having this conversation, and I really am very grateful with you, Valle, for letting us being here and chat and share this project that we care deeply about.
Of course, I'm a big fan of the festival and a big fan of the program. I'm always there for sure. Thank you, everybody who logged in. I'm Valle Tapia. You can find me as Valle Tapia on any of my social media. My website is vangetapia.com and actors/.com. Just make sure you type 2 letter S in the middle. And social media is also actors/. So thank you so much again, everybody who joined us, who is already connecting on the social media on Facebook. And all of you tomorrow filmmakers today, I really appreciate that you join all the effort to come and be here on a Saturday. Enjoy your weekend and pórtense mal, pero cuídense bien. Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Gracias, Valle. Thank you,
Muchas
Diana,
gracias.
everyone.
Besos a todos. Bye.
Bye.
Nos vemos pronto.
Gracias,
Besos a todos.
Valle. Es Ana.
Me moría, pensé que no iba a poder estar y sí tenía muchas ganas.
Ay, qué padre, no de pelos.
Regresó al internet media hora antes de la sesión.
El único chico.
El pobre Valle, se fue el internet, ya lo reporté en el hotel.